Welcome to Nashville. We're here to see my friends at Rolling Suds. Aaron Harper is the CEO. Evan Greco, who is the president and a franchisee of Rolling Suds. This is going to be exciting. Come on. What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Lance, it is good to see you.
No handshakes, hugs?
Yeah.
So, I'm so happy to be here. The International Headquarters Training Center,
Yes.
What is it exactly?
It doubles as both. So this is the training center for all brand new franchisees who are wrapping up their onboarding, and it's also the international headquarters for Rolling Suds.
International Headquarters. So, talk about this is a relationship.
This is a relationship. So this is actually the entire organization's mission statement, developed by Aaron Harper. And what's so cool is this is actually the employee entrance where you come in at. And so it's the first thing that every employee sees when they come in every day, and the last thing they see on their way
So
out.
it's about the employee relationship, the franchisee relationship. It's a team effort.
It is, and so we really want this to be what emanates throughout the entire organization. So from the corporate support team to the franchisees to their team members, and then from our team members to the customer.
I love it. That looks like something very important.
It is.
What is that?
So just like we were talking about the importance of our mission statement for team members coming in, these are our 4 core values. And it's compassionate, honest, helpful, and communicative.
Holy franchisees. That's a lot of franchisees, Evan. I
sure is.
remember it wasn't even a year and a half ago when there was none.
And so what's so cool is we actually have another 17 that we have to put up on that wall. We have 43 active franchisees now.
It's pretty amazing. How did you get started in this brand? You're the president of Rolling Suds. But you're not just the president, you're actually a franchisee. Talk about that.
I am. So I always wanted to go into franchising. I was like deep in corporate America, and I knew I wanted to start my own business, but I wanted the support structure that comes along with being a franchisee. And so I had a business partner who I actually met in Afghanistan. It's actually this gentleman right here. Here's yours truly, and this is my business partner, Joe Rydell.
Ah, good old Joe. I heard about Joe.
So yeah, I initially came on board as a franchisee. I'd planned on working, 10 to 15 hours a week in the business, doing things remotely, payroll, virtual estimates, sales calls. And during the onboarding process, I became so impressed with Aaron's vision, the Wendling family, and the business model that they decided to open up this corporate office. And it was right here in Nashville where I was living at. And they offered me the director of operations role, and I couldn't turn it down.
So, reaching 4 to 5 stories from the ground, most people don't know this is a proprietary power washer. You cannot go to Home Depot or Lowe's and walk away with this power washer.
You cannot. And I would say it's maybe the biggest point of our consumer education is a lot of people have just seen their experience of power washing is just the Chuck in the truck who comes around with the store-bought power washer, and it's very unsophisticated. And so here, we like to say we have the Ferrari of power washers.
You have a need for speed.
We do. But it's not only that, it's these, so we have these custom built for us, these machines that we use in Italy, and that's where, we have that tie-in for Ferrari, but it is the absolute state-of-the-art and most cutting-edge equipment that you can have for power washing. Yeah, and so it allows us to go to 4 to 5 stories when we're soft washing. Okay, we're typically not power washing at that height, but yeah, it allows us to soft wash, and then we can really operate 2 to 3 times faster because of our proprietary method, and allows us to just be so much more efficient than our competition is.
All right, let's keep going.
Yes.
The war room. This is where all the magic is happening, it seems.
It does. So what's so cool about this room, the first one I showed you was where the team members come in at. This is the one where all the franchisees who are coming in for training come in. And the best part about this room is the map.
Growth. That's what I see is growth.
Did someone say growth?
Well, as a matter of fact, Mr. Harper.
Hey!
What are you doing here?
Oh!
We know why you're here. So Aaron, it's so good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Thank you. Evan's been giving me a tour of the international
worldwide.
headquarters. Worldwide headquarters. So let's talk about growth. It is so perfect you just popped in because I can't believe it was a year and a half ago. You had no franchisees.
0 franchisees.
And now up to 187, and that's probably not even accurate. You're probably updating that number as we speak.
We are updating it every single month. And yes, 187 locations, 26 states, 18 months.
How?
Well, I think first it comes down to having a good model that works, that franchisees can make money at, and if they execute, then they can have a life-changing experience. And that's our goal, is to help franchisees be successful and grow businesses. I think second, it comes down to having a great team, because if you don't have a good team but you have a good model, you can't actually execute. And the franchisor that we've been able to build, we have over 30 employees, and we're built right now for a 300 or 400 unit franchise system.
Speaking of employees, you took a perfectly good franchisee and made him be president. How did you get that to happen? That's not normal.
That is not normal. However, at Rolling Suds, we consider ourselves a franchisee company. You've probably seen that on the wall.
Well, let's talk about that. I love your segue right there. We're a franchisee company. What does that mean to you?
So, when I boil down what a franchisor is a service company to franchisees. And my goal is to be that service company and create products and services that franchisees can benefit from. And so if we could sum up what we're doing in one sentence, if we're a franchisee company, it's super clear what we do. We provide services to franchisees, and in return for the services, they pay us a royalty and an upfront fee. And as their business grows, it's our responsibility to continue to innovate and continue to build and add value that far exceeds the royalty that we're paying. And so I feel like that sentence really just sums up what we're doing.
I love it. I love it. Well, let's continue the tour here, guys. So obviously, this is the world headquarters, huge facility. What does a typical franchisee location look like size-wise? It's for parking the trucks, securing them at night, etc.
It is, yeah, and for housing all your chemicals. So I would say your typical franchisee is getting about 2,000 to 4,000 square feet. But there are some who have very aggressive growth plans, and they have over 5,000 and 6,000 square feet.
Wow.
Yeah, anticipating all the additional trucks they'll have.
So, water.
Yes.
It's a lot of water.
Well, it is a lot of water. Maybe one of the most crucial things when finding whatever your commercial space is going to be is access to water. So it's great with these. These are just hooked up to a normal like garden hose spout that you would find, and it's continuously filling up while we're out and about and doing jobs. But when it comes time for resupply, we can come back here, and I would say your normal hose spigot is going to be about 4 to 5 gallons a minute. So it would take forever for us to fill up our 900-gallon trucks, upwards of 3 hours. But if we come back here and we're going out to another job, with this setup and the pump we have here, we can do 136 gallons a minute. So we can fill up the entire 900-gallon tanks we have in 7 minutes.
So I could fill up my pool in no time.
You could.
Talk about the chemicals, bleach or...
Yes, so bleach, or also known as liquid chlorine, the chemical itself is sodium hyperchlorite, and this is the main chemical that we rely on when we're looking at cleaning surfaces. And like we talked about in the classroom, one of the main points of customer education is soft washing. Not everyone has even heard of that as a technique. So everyone does power washing, but not everyone does soft washing. And so the difference is with soft washing, instead of just leaning on the pressure of the water, you're actually leaning on the chemical to do most of the cleaning.
I love that when I witnessed you guys clean a house before, you have the ability, based on especially the older houses that you guys have worked on.
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna blast the siding off of the building or paint off a deck or anything like that.
Yep.
There is nuance and technique involved in this.
There is. And that's what's so nice, is we really can do the full spectrum of what the customer needs. So we do have customers who have old homes that are 100 years old, and they don't want us damaging anything, or they're worried about the ceiling around their windows. And so we can lean real heavily on soft washing there. Or we have customers who do want the paint removed off of surfaces, and are getting things like decks paint ready so that they can get a fresh coat of paint on there.
Love it. Let's go do the job now.
Let's do it.
So Aaron, here we are in Nashville, the famous Rolling Suds. Look what you've done. How big is this house roughly?
This is a 3,500 square foot house.
All right, and you can clean this in how long?
This will be cleaned in about 20 minutes or less.
20 minutes. Now, a normal mom and pop power washing company will take how long to do the same job roughly?
3 to 5 hours.
3 to 5 hours, where you can do in about 20 minutes.
Yep,
Maybe.
yep.
So tell me the procedure. It's like rinse or soap or
So they put soap on, soap and water, and let it sit, and then they rinse it off with water. And that's it.
And as far as the pressure, you have the soft, you have the harder, whatever, depending if it's, obviously this is brick.
Yep.
You have to be careful on windows or siding or shingles, right?
Yep. And it just depends upon what is necessary with the surface. But typically what we're doing is a soft wash that allows the solutions to do most of the work. You only really need pressure for certain surfaces or certain kind of grime. So we're doing a different process. But this process is fully proprietary to us, the way that we do this.
Proprietary process, proprietary equipment, truck, the whole 9 yards.
The whole 9 yards. You can only get this and offer this service if you're a franchisee of Rolling Suds.
So you do residential, obviously, but you also do a lot of commercial. You're doing parking garages, stadiums.
Actually, the majority of our work is commercial across the franchisee system. So we do parking garages, HOAs, restaurants, shopping centers, water towers. I mean, you name it. If it's outside, we can clean it. And because we're built so differently than your average power washing company, we can do those jobs much faster, which is really appealing to the commercial customer.
Yeah.
So we have a competitive edge with commercial particularly that is unique that other power washing companies don't have.
Yeah, property management companies gotta love you, because for years they struggled to find the right vendor to do a job like you.
That's exactly right. They love us. So what do you say? Should we teach you how to do it?
Yeah, well, let me show him how to do it.
Yeah.
So, let me do this. I'll show you how to do this, okay? Woo!
There you go.
Look at that!
Look at that.
And to the bowl!
There you go. Woo!
Rolling Suds is an amazing success, and I'm so happy to talk to you in your home office.
Yes.
This is amazing. By the way, it looks fabulous.
Thank you.
So take us back to the story of how Rolling Suds really came about. You were already in the franchise industry, in the franchise world.
Yep.
With a company we can't name. Just kidding. And you did that for years. You
Yep.
were selling franchises, but
Yep.
take us back to that, to the fateful day when you met the team at Rolling Suds through the FranServe network connection, which I love.
Yeah, so FranServe is they're basically my family, as you know. Alicia, Joan, the whole team over there. So I've been in franchising a long time, helped build 2 home service brands to become kind of the largest in the world in that specific industry. So carpet cleaning, then drywall repair. And grew those companies, and then was like, wait a minute, I can do this on my own. Why am I doing it for someone else? Much like a lot of the viewers who might be watching this and might be working for someone else and saying, wait a minute, I'm making this guy a ton of money.
Everybody says that.
Yeah.
Why am I making all this money for somebody else?
Exactly. So I went out and searched for a business to franchise. After had a job offer of a lifetime on the table, I was making $500,000 a year, and they're like, we're gonna double your salary, and I was like, no thank you. and so I went and searched for a business to franchise. I came to my wife, who was at the time 7 months pregnant, and I said,
Now, how did that happen? Just kidding.
so I was like, hey, I really want to franchise a business. I don't have the business yet. I'm gonna raise capital. I don't have the capital yet. What are your thoughts? And she said, I know you're going to take care of us. Go do what you want to do. And so I looked at about 24 different businesses to franchise. And then finally, I let Joan and Alicia at FranServe know. It was actually at the conference that we were at, which was called Springboard. It's about for emerging franchisors. And we went to this party. And I had just let them know what I was looking for: high margin service business, replicable in any market. And Brian Jr. went to that conference, the founder's son, and he only knew one person at that conference, and it was Joan, Alicia's right-hand woman. And she texts me and she goes, "Where are you? What are you doing right now?" I'm like, "What do you mean? I'm at the same party you're at." She goes, "No, you're not. Come over here immediately, over on the boat." And so I'm like, "All right," walk over there, and she says, "If you want to get your brand nationwide, talk to Aaron." And so Brian Jr. and I have basically been talking every day since then. They were evaluating a ton of different home service, ton of different franchisors who could have franchised their business, and
So they're looking at the exact same time you're looking, and you're looking for each other. You just didn't know each other. You were both faceless and nameless at that point. And Joan makes this amazing connection. It's such a phenomenal story.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah. So basically that was it. We worked out a deal from September till January of last year. I acquired the franchise rights to the business, partnered with them in the franchise entity, and we started franchising in February of last year in 2023.
And how many units now?
187 locations in 26 states.
As of
across the
this
country.
week.
As of this week. We'll see what happens next week.
It's absolutely incredible. So you have a big responsibility in the legacy of the Bryans.
Yes.
Bryans is what we call Brian Sr. and Brian Jr.
Yes.
And Mama Suds, or Queen of Suds,
Yes.
as I call Mary Beth. So big deal. There's a big legacy here.
Yeah.
So how important is that?
It's incredibly important to me. I feel a responsibility to honor their family business and make sure that the franchisees who come in have an opportunity to have a same or even farther success than the Wendling family has. And they built this business off the sweat of their backs. Brian Sr. was doing it for 13 years on the truck himself with Mama Suds in the office, answering phones, taking care of the kids. And Brian Jr. graduated college and was like, "Wait a minute, I think it would be a really honorable thing to take this business, quadruple the size of the business, and maybe let's see if we can franchise it." Yeah. And so I'm part of their family now. They've welcomed me into their family. Mama Suds calls me her third son, which I think is one of the best compliments I've ever gotten.
I love it.
And so we sat down. I think I told you this earlier, but we sat down after a year of knowing each other, and they're like, "This is better than I could have ever imagined." And we have 51 franchisees who own 187 territories, and we have 43 of those franchisees open, and the rest of them will be open by the end of the month.
It is amazing. And so your goal and your mission, or your vision personally, is to build the biggest power washing brand in the world.
Yep.
And you're really already there.
Yeah, so we're already there in terms of unit count. There's no power washing franchise that has more locations than we did, or that we do. And really, most of the franchises anyways do a bunch of different services. So they'll do exterior cleaning, they'll do Christmas lights, they'll do windows, they'll do gutters. We just focus on kind of the niche of power washing. So just doing that one thing and doing it better than anyone else.
Better, faster, more efficiently.
Better, faster, stronger.
Yeah, absolutely.
More with, we've just got a better mousetrap. And, I think there's an element of focus. And if you can focus on just doing one thing and being really good at that one thing, then you can really, become a national player. And we've done that now.
Yeah. So many people say, "I don't need a franchise for that. I can do that all on my own."
Right.
And we talked about some of that: speed, proprietary equipment, proprietary systems, and what have you. But what do you say to that in general?
Yeah, I think that there are people that a franchise is for, and I think there are people that a franchise is not for, right? And a franchise is about systems, and when you buy into a franchise system, the expectation is that you follow the systems, you execute on the model. For some people, that's very hard. Say, I'm a lifelong entrepreneur. I just built this from scratch out of nowhere. I want to break stuff and make it work. And that's fine. But what you pay a franchise for is to not have to go through all that. And so, I think what's that phrase, like, if you want to go slow, go alone. If you want to go fast, go together.
Yeah, well, and we know no empire's ever been built alone.
Correct. So with a franchise, you have not only the kind of corporate team that's supporting you in all the different facets of the business, marketing, legal, training, support, but you also have an entire network of franchisees. And one of the things that I pride myself on is we've been incredibly selective when it comes to signing up franchisees. We turn away more franchisees than we bring in, but that's because we're only looking for larger operators who want to build big businesses. We're not looking for the single unit owner. We're looking for people who want to build massive businesses and have the capacity, willingness, grit, and passion, and frankly, capital to do that. And I want the franchisee coming in to make this their everything, because it's my everything. And so my expectation is that my team members are fully involved in growing the business every day, and that my franchisees are fully involved in growing the business every day.
Yeah, and you know, one of the things, because franchising is filled with these semi-absentee owners,
Right.
which in franchise language means you work part-time on the business and somebody else is your full-time manager.
Right.
But that doesn't always work out. People ask me all the time, Lance, can that work? It can work if you're good managing people,
Right.
but it also might not work. And are
Right.
you willing to risk that and
Right.
rely on other people to manage your business 100% day to day? So you want that full-time hands-on owner. And hands-on could be, like you said, golf course, working deals.
Right. And I mean, I think there's like some people hear owner operator and they hear that they're going to be like doing the power washing. Some people hear semi-absentee and they think they don't have to work in the business. And there's this very like kind of vague terminology around all of it. I don't want semi-absentee royalty streams, so I don't want semi-absentee franchisees. Like,
Right.
I want them to make sure that they grow a massive business.
Full attention, full return. Right?
Yeah, exactly. The only thing more valuable than the capital they give me and invest in the business is their time.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
so
let's talk about franchising today versus, I mean, I'm going to be 60 soon enough. Years ago, when I was owning franchises, the average franchisee, even before me, the average franchisee was a 50-year-old guy tired of corporate America. There are more women today owning franchises, and there's more 30-year-olds. And you're loaded with that.
I have a lot of 30-year-olds. Yeah,
You're loaded with the young ones.
I have a lot of. So I'm a millennial. I did all the franchise development myself, and I feel like you kind of attract what you put out. And so a lot of the people who I've signed up are in their 30s or early 40s and have a high risk tolerance and want to build something big and take big swings. So our average franchise owner is probably in the mid to late 30s. Yeah. And what's wild about that is like they want to find something they can sink their teeth into and potentially grow for like 10 to 20 years, or grow to a certain size, sell to another franchisee, or I add another brand. They say, cool, I've got my 5 trucks, I want to add another brand. And so we're really looking for kind of that empire builder mentality that just want to build massive businesses. I call them goalpost movers. Yeah. Like they set a goal for $2 million and then they get to it and they're like, this isn't good enough, I need 10. Or they get to 10 and they're like, this isn't good enough, I need 100.
So we were talking earlier about, people can start any business on their own.
Sure.
They can go to Home Depot or Lowe's, get a power washer that is nothing like your power washer, and start their own power washing business.
Yep.
But the secret sauce, if you will, to Rolling Suds is this amazing proprietary equipment. I call it the Robert Downey Jr. or Avengers style power washer.
Yep.
You guys build your own power washer. You build your own rigs in the truck.
Yep.
And you have these amazing revenues, 2.2 million in a cold climate, in a seasonal climate, 2.2 million in revenue with a 35% net. So why don't you share with us, how does this all come together and why would anybody do anything else?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I mean, you could buy a pressure washer for $1,000. You could buy a gallon of bleach for $16. You can go throw it in the back of your truck and start a power washing company. And it would take you years and years and years, and you may never ever get to the same size as we would help our franchisees get to quite quickly. So our trucks are about $150,000 all in. However, we build the trucks ourselves. We have financing options for the trucks, so they end up being about $2,000 a month, with about $35,000 down. That truck itself will do about $2,000 in the day per our current franchise.
$2,000 a month, $2,000 in revenue a day. That's a fair trade-off. Sign me up.
So pretty scalable, yeah. So adding a new location, which I would consider a truck to be a location, $35,000 down, $2,000 a month on a payment roughly, and the truck will do $2,000 a day. So that truck, even if someone was to go do this on their own, might do a truck on their own might be $250,000 a year from a revenue standpoint. Our trucks are with our most recent item 19 for a franchise disclosure document in 2024 are $422,000 in revenue, wow, with $168,000 in net profit. And you can't get that anywhere else.
And last I checked, no nights for the most part and no weekends.
That is 205 days out of the year, because we're in Pennsylvania. Those numbers are based upon our founding location. They're in Pennsylvania and they're in Jersey. They work 9 to 5, 5 days a week, and they don't work weekends. So that's 205 days out of the year. So it's $2,000.
Amazing.
2,063 times 205 is 422.
And the biggest franchisee today has how many trucks?
The biggest franchisee today has 2 trucks, just ordered his 3rd. However, I want to make sure that the audience knows that we launched this business. We don't even have a franchisee that's operated a year yet. So we launched in February of last year. We signed our first franchisee in March. We had our first franchise training in June. So the first full month for 2 franchisees was in July of 2023. It's now June of 2024. And we have 43 out of the 51 franchisees open and operating. But a lot of them are within the first 3 to 4 months of operation because they just opened this year. However, the way our development schedule works is they're opening their second truck within the first 6 months. And we had a franchisee in the last training, which was 2 weeks ago. On Wednesday of training, he ordered his second truck because he was already booked out 3.5 weeks in advance. Then the previous training, we had 8 franchisees go to that training. 3 out of 8 of them ordered their second truck within the first 3 weeks of operation because they were already booked out. So the demand for residential and commercial power washing is there, and there is a gap in the market for a professional power washing company because of how fragmented it is.
I love it. Aaron, thanks for being here with me.
Thank you so much for having me.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Franchise Road Trip. We had a blast in Nashville. Like, comment, and subscribe. If this brand isn't for you, guess what? I have about 900 others. See you on the next Franchise Road Trip.